when it first starts happening, you think it's going to go away. You get super anxiety ridden. You feel like an imposter, and you can't you'd show up on the set and you're like, are they kicking me out? Like I'm still here?
My bud, I'm telling you, I still deal with that. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
You obviously don't, and you haven't.
I do though.
Do you really?
Though. Yeah, I do. I just ignore it. I tell it to shut the fuck up.
Well, that's what you got to do, I guess,
Yeah.
and that's what I don't do enough because I start thinking, and I start overthinking both sides. I'm like, oh gosh, what if this happens or this means something to this day.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing a theater and it's my people, and I know that they're coming to pay to see me, I'm pretty confident. I feel like I'm going to do well. But if I do a club that they don't know me or something,
yeah.
Like I did a corporate gig like a month ago, like in Miami, and I was like, oh boy, because corporate gigs, they can go either way, and
they could be horrible.
Well, I get there, it's in Miami, really good looking people, everybody. It's in a lobby of a hotel, and I thought this was in a theater. I'm there, and it's a good, and I'm getting worried. I'm like, I got to do how much? And they're like, you got to do an hour, and then I find out. Nobody there wants to see me. The woman who was the CEO of this company it was her birthday and she liked me. So she brought me in for all her friends to see. Dude, I'm sitting in the lobby and I'm finding all this information out as I'm sitting there. And I'm not kidding. I've never had a panic attack. I start going, what do you mean? Nobody else knows I'm here or this or that, or they don't know. They go, no, they don't know. This is a company. And, and I'm looking in the room. It's in the lobby. I can see through like a little glass window and they're drinking, they're having, they're talking at table. Worst setup for comedy too. Just like round tables, booths, like not even facing you. And I see a postage stamp of a stage that I got to stand on. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I start hyperventilating. I really do. I go, I wish I was going. So I start going, I can't do this. I'm talking to Skylar, my assistant buddy. He's helping me out here. And I'm like, hey, just tell them we can't do it. And he's like, what are you talking about? I go, just tell them we're going to give them the money back. We're just not going to do it. We don't need to do this. I don't want to do it. It's just not going to go well. I started really panicking. And then they started going up. She's up on stage now introducing me. And I go, oh my gosh, we're going. Oh my gosh. So I start freaking out. Heart is going like, exactly. I've been doing comedy for 30 years. I've been doing stand-up. I go, I don't need this. I'm ready to call Sussy and go, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it. I get up there and I go, just get him with that first joke. If you do, you settle it. Because if you don't, if they don't buy you on that first joke,
you're fucked.
You're gone.
You're fucked.
You're gone for an hour.
For an hour, you're gone.
Oh gosh. And they're not even listening. They're loud when they bring me up. And when I came up, it wasn't even like they all turned and went nuts. But I got him with, I don't know what I said. I just said one joke about the lady thanking me, thanking for bringing me up. And I just won them over in one little sweet way. And they turned and they clapped and they laughed at one thing. And then I went into another joke very gingerly, just kind of going this, that. And they laughed at that. And I go, okay. I just settled in. I go, I got him. And they were great. They were great. They were really great. And I was sweating the whole time. I really feeling the sweat. You know what I'm saying? It was like, it was rough. But
that's so nerve-wracking. I'm glad it worked out great. But
I hate it.
But I ran into Sandler when I missed you at the airport. I ran into Sandler. He was just telling me about the fucking worst corporate gig that he just had to do.
Yeah, I called him about. He had the same thing. He had the same thing. So it's nice to see somebody like that has it too.
Yeah, a guy like him can still eat dick.
I talked to Billy Joel, and he says he was like, I've gone through those. I'm like, but when you're playing music, it's different, man.
But they'll throw that Saudi money at you.
He threw crazy money at him, and he did a corporate gig or whatever it was, and he says they weren't even listening. They turned away, and and it's like just you and the band, and you just go, let's go, boys, and they play.
Dana White had a 40th birthday party, and Stone Temple Pilots played. And it was insane. These dudes played like it was a packed arena.
Where?
It was at a fucking conference room in a hotel somewhere.
They didn't care.
They didn't give a fuck. They had a beautiful stage set up. The stage was set up nice. But all of a sudden they were like, hey, everybody, Stone Temple Pilots. And then they fucking just,
they just went into, yeah.
I was so impressed by his ability to perform. I mean, it took a while for people to even filter to the dance floor in front of them and watch the show. This dude did it like there was 50,000 people out there. It was incredible. I mean, he didn't back off at all.
He who cares less has more power. It's literally like that's it. It's I'm going around with a tray of like, hey, you guys think this is funny? He's like, I don't care.
He
and
didn't
it's like,
give a fuck.
And everybody jumps in.
Full commitment. You know, when someone just fully commits to something like that, it's very inspiring, and you'll never forget that. Because if you never see anybody fully commit, that's why you never see great comics ever that exist where there's no other great comics. The best comic in the world never comes out of Tallahassee.
Right.
Out of nowhere, no scene. We all need to see other people do something special. And if you're lucky, you live in New York or you live in LA or now you live in Texas and you get to see these killers all the time.
Yeah.
And then you get a sense of it. So you know like where the watermark is.
Right.
Until you see a guy jump in front of a fucking 40th birthday party who's a platinum selling artist in this insane band that's iconic and perform like they're performing in front of an arena. He had the bullhorn and everything.
my gosh.
It was incredible. It was incredible. The show was amazing.
Wow.
It was so good, but it was like that fucking guy worked for his money. Like he doesn't. He didn't have like I'll give him a 7 tonight. I'm gonna give him an 8 every night.
Based
to 10.
on the area we was playing. It's like
guns blazing.
That's the way you gotta be, man. I gotta do it.
You need a hype man.
I need a hype man. I'm doing
You're two different guys.
I am.
You're you
know
and
me.
no hype.
You know, you know me. If I'm
Yes.
left to my own devices, I go into a little hole. I do. It's my whole life. Everything, sports, everything. But this is the thing. Like I have, I'm playing my first arena coming up, and I'm freaking out. I've never done that before.
Are you doing it in the round?
No.
That's the way to do it. You know why?
Well, it's a little late for that.
It's okay. You'll still have a great time. They're still great. The arenas are great. They're fun. It's a wild experience. But the round is the best because it's actually intimate in the strangest way.
I've done the Westbury Music Fair.
Facing everybody.
Yes.
So all the people see each other, and they're all in it together.
I love that. I love that idea. But does the stage, does it turn?
No, you walk around.
I used to do the one, the Westbury Music Fair.
Oh, it spins
It would
for you.
spin for you, and you wouldn't even know where the hell you are, and then you have to walk off. It's the awkward walk off.
You don't know where the stairs are.
You don't know where they are. It moved, and everybody shifted, and you don't know who you're looking at.
You have to find some distinctive person in the audience. It's
mark
near
it.
the stage.
That
That's
big
the
guy is my marker right there.
The one in Phoenix spins around too. What's that? The Celebrity Theater?
You
can turn it on or off.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good one too. Because it's a comedy club, but it's in the round.
Right.
It's like a 2,000-seat comedy club in the round. That's what it's like.
I would feel guilty, like half the crowd is looking. I'd be thinking now. I got another thing to think about. They've seen my ass for the last 40 minutes. I got to spend it. And do you set up a joke over here and deliver the punchline there, or how do you break it up?
Well, you have giant screens. So the thing about the arena is they have massive screens. So if for some reason, like we did these ones in Ohio, and Chappelle came down. And